to relate with Britam better. So as we begin, so Britam is a diversified financial services company, and we are in 7 countries. That is Uganda, Rwanda, South Sudan. We're in Tanzania, and we're in Malawi, and of course the headquarters is in Kenya. And we offer diversified services. That is, the life insurance covers. We have a general insurance company, and under the general insurance company, we have the health insurance. And what we are to speak about today is domiciled in the life company, in the Britam Life Company. So that's where we discuss about your retirement planning. We also have the Britam Asset Management Company, which again discusses much more about money market funds and also property management. Next slide, please. So when we look at what is this that Britam does, what is it that we do so well? So when we look at how we structure our customers' needs, or when we are looking at the solutions, we say that we structure the solutions around the customer. And that's why we looked at our 2021-2025 strategy and named it Epic Squared, because that is the experience that we wish to give to our customers. And the Epic Squared strategy looks at it from the point of employee all the way to the client, and to ensure that we also have partnerships. We have put together innovation that would suit the customer, and even our conduct as a company and our culture as the employees of Britam then speaks onto the strategy and speaks into the customer solutions that we have. So at Britam, we say that we safeguard your dreams and aspirations, and that is through the solutions that we offer. And if you look at really the solutions that are there, they're there to for a lifetime, from when a child is born to that time when you retire. So that's why we say that we have an education cover for your children once the child is born, investment products through the Britam Asset Management Company, which prepare you for other life eventualities, be it marriage, you're saving for a piece of land, or to acquire any other property, then the investment company helps you through that. When you acquire your first car and you possibly need a medical insurance cover, or it's an SME out there or an employer out there and you need to get a medical cover for your employees or members of staff, then we have such solutions. So we say that we safeguard the dreams and aspirations so that you can comfortably do your life or live through without much of worry. So wahenga walisema that chema chajiuza na kibaya chajitembeza. So we are proud to say that we are the market leaders when it comes to life insurance, and we have been awarded for 17 years consecutively as the Aki Life Insurance Company of the Year. When it comes to pension business, we have a stake of 26.84% in the industry. So that's the amount of fund that we are sharing in the industry. We are also number 2 in the industry based on the gross premium income. So those are the collections that are done in a year. And of course, we are licensed to provide these solutions through the Insurance Regulatory Authority, and also licensed by the Retirement Benefits Authority to provide the solutions that we provide. Just to look at the accolades that we got towards the end of 2023. So those are the accolades which have been received in 2024 for the year 2023. I mentioned earlier that we got the Life Company of the Year for the 17th year. And also the General Insurance Company, that is the Britam General Insurance Company, was the first runners-up when it came to the general insurance business. We have also the best agent in the industry. So that means that when we say epic and that we are first looking at even the people we work with, that there is a lot to look at and there's a lot of work done to the persons who service you. So we have, for the second year in the row, had the Agent of the Year as a winner from Britam. We were also the most improved company for the year 2023 when it comes to the group life insurance. And when we speak of the group life insurance cover, and innovations, because we also got the second runners up when it comes to Life Insurance Innovations Award. In the year 2024, we have introduced a cover that is called a Money Shield. So a Money Shield is supposed to go out to the SMEs or small and medium enterprises to help them set up group life covers for their employees. So as we go through this session today, you can ask your questions around a Money Shield, and the responses would be done either through this meeting or on chat. So that we are able to service you and come to you to be able to give you that service. The other thing is that in the year 2023, we saw implementation of the NSSF Act 2013. And of course, the NSSF Act of 2013 has allowed employers to contract out the tier 2 contributions, pension contributions, to a company that, or rather to a scheme that is approved to receive tier 2 contributions. So I wish to reiterate that Britam has 4 schemes which are approved to receive the tier 2 contributions on behalf of members, on behalf of companies, and on behalf of SMEs. So these schemes are the Britam Individual Pension Fund, the Britam Individual Provident Fund, the Britam Umbrella Provident Fund, and the Britam Umbrella Pension Fund. So the umbrella funds are allowed to admit institutions, be it a small and medium enterprise, or be it a larger corporate, for us to be able to manage the tier 2 contributions for you. Therefore, for those who are in our books already, our relationship managers will reach out to you to continue with the conversation on contracting out and having a consolidation of all your pension funds put together within the Britam schemes. For those who are new and are not part of the Britam retirement benefit story, you can reach out to us, and I know also our financial advisors would be able to reach out to you on that. Again, we continue to offer the best post-retirement solutions in the industry when it comes to annuity business, when it comes to the income drawdown covers, and also when it comes to the post-retirement medical fund. And therefore, feel free to ask any questions that relate to that as we go through this session, even as we speak about the psychosocial how we look at retirement in a psychosocial manner. Do not hesitate to ask any questions about the post-retirement products that we have. So thank you very much, and thank you, Castro, for allowing me to go through my presentation. Thank you.
Asante sana, Ms. Jenlois Kimani, for the unwavering support that you've continued to offer to the Britam retirement business. As the sponsor, please pass our commiserations to the entire team. To the next point of the agenda is just to jump right to it, into the meat of our session today. And for a moment, I'd like to pose to the members. How do they envision life at retirement once you have finished your working years? You can drop in your responses on the chat. This will continue to guide on the presentation as we move on. Our next speaker requires no much introductions. She has a lot of feathers on her hat. She's a lifestyle coach. She's a psychologist. She's an author. notably to mention, she was mentioned by the Forbes as as top 50 of the women leaders who are shaping life and dreams. And also notably to mention is that she was a chairperson of the Central Bank of Kenya Pension Fund. So we are getting an inside view from someone who has been on both sides of the divide in the retirement, post-retirement space, and even in the active working space. Allow me to introduce Mrs. Jennifer Karina, who will take us through the next portion of the event.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Castro. And indeed, it is my joy, pleasure, and privilege to be with you today and to be able to have just a conversation around psychological consciousness on pre-retirement. I wonder where you are at. I wonder what your thoughts are. I wonder whether you have ever considered that actually retirement is indeed a reality. Even as invited by Castro, write it on the chat and let's just see where you are at. And so we are going to have a conversation just around this preparing for retirement. And as we were just listening to the presentation of Jane Lois, I couldn't help but actually remember the season that I was working, maybe sitting where you are and enjoying just being on a monthly salary. But one of the things that happened in those days is that we were given something called a golden handshake, and you could choose to retire at 40. The retirement age then was at 50, but now, it's extended to 60. And so you do not need to wait to be 50 to think about retirement. You need to begin thinking about retirement from the day that you are on the job. The day you get hired is when you begin to think about retirement. And so I just thought about it actually now. I had not thought about it earlier. But I am post-retirement for 27 years. I retired at 40, 27 years. Am I thriving or what? I'm in the best space in my life. So I want to let you know that retirement is not the end. It's the beginning of your second half of life. And so we have this morning a conversation around navigating the psychological impact of retirement, managing transitions. We just recognize the psychosocial stages of development that you will experience. And finally, we'll just look at some strategies to help you plan better. And so I am happy to be a partner with Britam, and where we support you, safeguard your dreams and aspirations. And yes, as you do that, our role is to help you focus in terms of your psychological support, the talent development, power talks such as this morning, and coaching and mentoring. That I'm a lead coach at Anchor, and that is what we do every single day. And so when we talk about retirement, it's all about change. And change and transitions is a part of your life journey. I wonder what transitions you are anticipating or experiencing beyond retirement. Just write it on the chart. Are you on any transition? It could be a job promotion. It could be preparing for marriage. It could be you're getting a baby. It could be any transition. Are you on any kind of a transition? Write it on the chart, all right? And so, Castro, where will you see it on the chart, all right? We will see it on the chart when they write it on the chart. Okay, so at the end of the day, we will get there, but just write it on the chart so that we can be able to have a conversation at some point. So transitions are a part of a life journey. You will transition as you're preparing for different things, and they bring a certain kind of fear. And so what are some of the misconceptions of retirement? When you think about retirement, what comes to your mind? And there are many misconceptions. Write them on the chat, and we will be discussing the misconceptions of retirement. One of the things that many people are afraid of in terms of retirement is, oh my God, I'm going to be so lonely. What's going to happen? And so that's why we're having this conversation, so that you can be able to have a holistic life beyond retirement. I am reminded of a season where, when we had a lot of people retiring at 50, then the life expectancy was actually an average of 54 years. And the longevity was reduced by the early retirement, according to data and studies. And the reason for this is because people were not prepared enough for retirement. And when they retired, they moved geographically. You were in the city, and so you went now to the village, or you retired to your retirement home. And culturally, a lot was said, and the superstition around it is that when you move to the village, umerogwa, I mean, you have people now, they are jealous of you, and you have been cast for a certain reason. But the truth of the matter is, they died as a result of changing the lifestyle, as a result of loneliness, and as a result of a total life transition and change. Now, fear is part of a change and transition. And fear is said to be false evidence appearing real. I want to let you know that retirement is really your second half of life. It is a stage that you must anticipate. It is a stage that you need to safeguard. It is a stage that you've got to be intentional about. And it is a stage where you will know that at the end of my active life at Britam and beyond, I intend to live a full life, even in my retirement season. And so it's important that you address your fears. It is important that you recognize that which is your greatest fear. I think for me, my greatest fear was being poor in retirement, was having no money in retirement, was changing a lifestyle that I am used to. And I was absolutely intentional about ensuring that I plan for my second stage of life. And I served the Central Bank of Kenya in the pension fund. I was actually the chairperson, and I was there for 7 years. And one of the things that amazed me, I know we have a background noise and we need to deal with that right away. Thank you. And one of the things that amazed me is just how, even those that had a pension were not having their beneficiaries clearly articulated, or just revisiting that and changing who you want as a beneficiary, adding who you want as a beneficiary, and beyond yourself, there are other people that got the bidding when your life came to an end. So there are many things to think about. It's not just about retirement, it's about a smooth transition in your journey of life. Now, when we talk about retirement, a lot of thoughts come into our mind. And whatever your fear is something that you need to be able to address. What are the thoughts that come to your mind when you think about retirement? What thoughts come to your mind when you think about retirement? I see here on the chart, loss of friends, loneliness in the village. Absolutely. Retirement is a race between death and bankruptcy. I hear you, Daniel. I want to let you know that there is nothing as frightening as being given that letter that, the time has come for you to go. And as that happens, basically, if you're not prepared for it, it takes on a beating in terms of your emotions. Emotions is a complex psychological state that involves three distinct components. It's a subjective experience, it's a psychological response, and a behavioral response. And so, in terms of the behavioral response, you need to begin now in terms of how you will manage your resources so that it's not going to get you out of control. I want to let you know that I have been there and done that. I have prepared for my retirement. And one of the things that I knew that as I'm going to retire by choice at the age of 40, it meant that I needed a second career so that when I am in my retirement, I'm not just going to do chickens, I'm not going to do cows. I want to be in the professional space. That's how I am here. It didn't come from nowhere. I planned for it. Now, when you think about retirement, you can choose that you want to be a farmer. You need to be able to begin to do the planning early as at now, all right? I see Samuel saying here, when I fail to provide as always, even family thinks they should inherit what I have. Your relevance and status evaporates off. This morning, I was just going through the newspaper and I saw an 81-year-old gentleman that was murdered by his son because he sold his cow for 41,000 and the son did not want the cow sold. I guess he needs the daily income. And the father decided, if you don't think the cow is worth selling, I'm going to sell the land. The young man murdered the father. Relationships play a major role in who we choose to be and how our life continues in the next season. Now, allow me to let you know that it doesn't matter where you are. Psychological factors are worth recognizing in terms of who am I and how I prepare myself. The first thing that I want to bring to your attention is recognizing that your biological matters. That means your genetics and family history. When I saw that in the papers, I knew that there is a genetic predisposition, there is a mental health issue, there is an environment that should have been dealt with. Now, there are environmental issues about stress, anxiety, and depression that needs to be dealt with early enough. There's what is circumstantial. You could actually have early retirement as a result of, the loss of your function, an illness, or an illness of a partner or a spouse. Doesn't matter what happens, you need to be aware and you need to begin to deal with this early enough. Social, lifestyle pressures, experiential, what have you gone through? Maybe a level of trauma, a level of adjustment, addictions, and things like that. And so whatever it is, it needs to be dealt with, it needs to be addressed before you get to that stage of life. All right, so allow me to basically let you know that we continue to do a lot. And when it comes to the biological matters, and you recognize that there is an issue, what do you do about it? You have health and wellness. And in your health and wellness, all I would say is that don't take anything for granted. Deal with it when you still can and when you still have the facilities to do that. All right, now allow me to ask you this question. What stage are you navigating in your current season? And I want to take just a short break here as we do this. What stage are you navigating in your current season? Write it on the chat And maybe Castro, if you may, you feel free to unmute someone who can be able to, speak if they may. But we want to hear you this morning. We want to just know, what stage are you at? What are you navigating in your current season? Let's make it real, all right? This is the future of work. We don't have to be in a conference room. I would be giving you high five wherever we are and having this. But it would be helpful just to hear a voice, Castro. What do you think? It would be helpful to just hear one voice. What stage are you navigating?
Yes, Jennifer, that's okay. I can call it an open mic session. Let's have one of you just raise a hand up and will be unmuted to express some sentiments on that. Anybody?
Britam family, partners, what stage are you navigating in your current season? All right, let's hear a voice. Let's talk. I'm in a season where I'm actually navigating another level of kind of parenting. My children have given me 10 grandchildren. I am in a season where I am actually navigating how to be the best grandparent for a season of 15 to 1, a whole range. I'm dealing with the Gen Zs. I am dealing with the Alpha, and it is an interesting season for me. Being able to recognize, okay, what's the balance herein? And, right now, you don't even think about retirement. You don't even see as your children will ever leave home. You don't even see the grandchildren. I want to let you know it's about time they are coming. I ascribe to the scriptures that say to me that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. All right. Now, I want to let you know that because we prayed even as we began. And one of the things that I am in the season of is knowing that as a good woman, I want an inheritance for my children's children. Now, question is, it's beyond you. So what do we have, Castro?
So we have Ima Momanyi. Kindly proceed to...
Recording in progress.
You can unmute yourself and proceed to talk.
Hello, good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
We have written on the chat box.
Okay, go to the chat box. I'm navigating between quitting my job due to immense stress and starting up a business, which I won't have to retire unless my energies are down. I am navigating between quitting my job due to immense pressure. I want to let you know that yes, as long as you are working, as long as you've got breath, you will be doing whatever you need to do. So pressure is a part of our everyday life. Whether you are in a job, in employment, or whether you are working for yourself, as your own boss, there'll always be pressure. Now, what matters most is for you to make a decision and to know, am I living in alignment with my purpose? Am I thriving? And what is it that I want to do? So within that, you will be able to plan yourself, all right? Employment gives you an opportunity to exploit your full potential in that area as you serve your employer and you serve yourself. But as you retire, the one mistake that I see a lot of people make is when you get your money, you decide to begin a business that you have no idea or no experience and no knowledge of. I have seen people go down. What you need to know as you begin a business, is it within your life purpose? Is it something you have experience in? Do you have a mentor around it? So the time to begin to plan the business you want in your retirement is 10 years, 5 years before you retire. You need to begin to think about that. All right. Transitioning into marriage, kudos and well done. Marriage is a good place to be. I've been in marriage for the last 46 years. I wouldn't trade it in for anything else. I love being married. I love the benefits of marriage, but I want to let you know it's all about the attitude that you choose to engage. And so one of the things that I would say is that, yes, transition. And as you transition in that area, you will find some benefits. All right. All right. A job transition. Life is about transitioning from one job, transitioning from one career. And it is all right to transition. I began my career as in terms of business management and a business administration. And that is the area that I had. I moved in to do some areas of business, and I've been an entrepreneur for a long time. And I decided, no, I want to go back to corporate. And I was missing that space. And I prepared myself to go back to corporate, but as a consultant. So ideally, if you are looking for a transition, it begins by the mindset. You've got to be clear. Sometimes you need a coach. And that's what I do. We provide an opportunity for individuals to be able to bridge a gap between where they are to where they want to go. So you want to go somewhere, you need a coach, a mentor who can help you plan that journey. All right. So learning to parent teens. All right, that's about parenting. It's all part of transition. But at the end of the day, I say to you, you will get there. And as you get there, it's all about being intentional. You need to know that every now and then, for me, I'm very intentional about a 5-year transition. If you are where you were 5 years ago, same position, doing the same thing, you need to think about it. Is it giving you joy? Have you grown? But if you are stagnant, you're feeling stuck, unmotivated, you need to deal with it. Retirement is really not a stage you will arrive bang on. It is a process. And even as you get to that process, it will be a process where you will keep reinventing yourself. Question is, what do you want to do every 5 years in your life? Who do you want to engage every 5 years of your life? What do you want to renew every 5 years in your life? Who's the company you want to keep every 5 years of your life? So let's just have a look at this as we go on. Allow me to just have a short conversation around Erikson's psychosocial stages of development. Now, a psychologist called Erikson comes up with a theory that it's not just about retirement that, voila, I'm here. No, it begins from the day you are born. And when you are born, you navigate from birth to, young adulthood and to adulthood, several stages. Now, when you are conceived in your mother's womb and you begin to grow, the minute you're pushed out of the womb, you begin either to trust or not to trust your environment. As you are an infant, that is when you learn trust because of the caregiving that you are given, of just how you are in the company of someone. If you are going through any childhood wounds, it begins from trust versus mistrust. Did you trust your environment? You move on to autonomy versus shame as a toddler. You are always beaten when you wet your bed. It affects you one way or another. You move on. Initiative versus guilt. It is this, now the preschool. And you move on, you move on. Now, the part that I am keen on now is identity versus rule confusion. And that is now when you get to your adolescence, you are looking for identity. Who am I? Whose am I? Why am I here? And many times today, because we have a lot of single parents, children struggle on their identity. If their fathers are not present, if they are fathers, they do not know. So if you're a daddy and you're on this forum, allow me to let you know that children struggle who their identity is if they do not have a dominant father. If you are in that season and the father walked away and you are a woman, allow me to let you know it's their loss, not yours. Find them a male figure that they can call father. That means it's an uncle, it is a grandfather, it's someone they relate with so that they will be able to have that male dominant figure. So when that identity is found in adolescence, it's healthy as you move on to the adulthood. When it is not found, then you have what Erikson would call a role confusion. So I say to you, in the event that you had a challenge navigating this, just go online, look for Erikson, Psychosocial Stages of Development, and learn more. You will even have a quiz out there to do, and just to know how you've navigated this. Now, intimacy versus isolation, adulthood. That is where most of you are. And in your intimacy versus isolation, you either find the partner of your life, or if you do not find the partner or find the wrong partner, you can struggle. And all those things do have an effect even as on your retirement. So what am I saying to you? Do not sit back. Wait for your retirement, because that's when you will live in bliss. You need to navigate every stage of your life, because in navigating every stage of your life, you are preparing yourself for better, bigger stuff. My mantra in life is to live purposefully. Every day, live purposefully, love passionately, whatever I do and whatever I do and whoever I interact with, and thrive unapologetically. Life is good. You need to live it to the fullest. So if you are in your intimacy versus isolation stage, it is still a stage that you're throwing your eyes, casting your vision, and finding what's going to happen by the time that I'm in generativity versus stagnation, or the stage of integrity versus despair. All right? Life is a journey. As you journey on this path of life, the question is, do you know the destiny that you want to go? I want to let you know that it helps to have a vision board. I want to let you know that it helps to have a vision manifesto. You need to be clear about, I am traveling on this journey. Where is it that I want to go? When you cast your eyes on this journey, what do you see? Who do you see? Where are you going? With who are you going? And so, as you're planning for your retirement, retirement is not a journey, it is a process. Okay, so when we talk about the stage of generativity, it is between the stage of 40 to 65. All right. At 40, many individuals would tell you that life begins at 40. I don't know about that. Maybe it begins at 50, maybe it begins at 60. I don't know. But I want to let you know I'm living my best life in this season, making a positive impact and contributing to the world, such as through raising children, mentoring others, engaging in meaningful work, is a really good place to be. I know that being in your 40s is being in your fortified and fabulous 40s. Are you in your fortified and fabulous 40s? Write it on the chat. Or are you in your 30s where your 30s are turbulence? A lot of turbulence happens within your 30s because you're navigating marriage, you're navigating growth in your career, you are navigating getting a relationship. There are many things that you are navigating. And as you are navigating that, it's all good. But just know that if you're in your turbulence in your 30s, you cannot forget to think about what's going to be your 50s, 60s, and 70s. It needs to be in time. So you need to be thinking about the products that Britam can give you so that you will be having your annuities, you can have your drawdowns, you'll have your security, you will be safeguarding your dreams no matter what, and your aspirations will happen, all right, because you planned it. And so at the end of the day, the thing that I would say to you is that what you choose to do in that season of your generativity will greatly affect your days of retirement. Now, the flip side of generativity, meaning I have had a positive impact. I've contributed to the world. I've raised my children. I've mentored many. I've engaged in meaningful work. I have volunteered. I have been in my community. I have served my mosque. I have served my church. I have served many. Now, the flip side of it is stagnation. Are you feeling stuck? Are you feeling that you don't know whether you are coming, going, or gone? Are you feeling unproductive? Are you lacking a sense of purpose? Where are you at? You can experience this stuckness even at the age of 30 and particularly at 40. And by looking and saying, I'm 40, oh my God, I have nothing to show for it. I'm 50, oh my God, I am retiring in 10 years. I have nothing to look back and see. I want to say, stay tuned in. We are learning some nuggets that will change your life for good. But as we do that, let's just have a look, Castro, at maybe something that has come on the chat that we need to sort of just comment on. But I want you to know life is good. You just need to be intentional and purposeful so that you can safeguard your dreams and your aspirations even in the years to come. I see here you are saying, I turned 50 and I am feeling I have not invested sufficiently materially for my retirement, for my retirement due to my parental demands. Welcome to the real world where we pay black tax. You are taking care of your parents, you're taking care of your siblings, you're taking care of everybody around you, and you don't have sufficient for your retirement. At 50, the first thing you need to do when you get now your pay package is the decision you've made for the retirement products, you need to pay directly. You need to know that you need multiple income streams when you retire. What do you need to do to begin to think beyond just, retiring poor or supporting your parents and supporting your siblings? You need to be very intentional about that. And let's see what else somebody else has said there. Yeah, turning 50. When I turned 50, I must admit that I was a little scared. 50, oh my God, half a century, oh my goodness. And then the hormones are acting up. I had to be double intentional. I found me a coach to be able to process my fear first and foremost, And for a woman, you also encounter many fears. I'm not going to be beautiful. Oh my goodness, my husband might just marry another woman. What's going to happen? My children are leaving home. My life is beginning another chapter. I want to let you know that this is the season you need to design your life. You are a gentleman. You're going through middle-age crisis. Yes, you will. If you haven't, it's coming. And so what happens when you go through these hormonal changes and midlife crisis, you begin to lose yourself because you're living in the moment. And while I encourage you to dance in the moment, I also encourage you to cast your eyes before yourself 10 years, 20 years, so that you will be intentional about the choice of the life that you are going to live beyond retirement. And so, beloved Britam family, partners, and associates, we're going to leave you with 5 keys to navigate transitions and change. If you take nothing home, take this. Number 1, redefining identity and purpose. Number 2, financial preparedness. Number 3, health and well-being. And number 4, relationship building. And number 5, vision board. Are we good? All right. Now, in the number 1, I've mentioned it here and there, and this morning, identity versus confusion begins at teenage, at puberty, when you didn't know who you really are, when you are looking for who you should be, and you got into adulthood, and there's something that keeps coming, and you are not too sure who you are. If you're not sure who you are, I want you to know that you need to find yourself. You are not defined by not knowing who you are. You will be defined by who you choose to be. So, who am I and who am I? What is your ikigai? The Japanese came up with the word ikigai. Ikigai is your purpose for being. It is used at a global level. What is your ikigai? It simply means, what is your ikigai? Simply means, what is your purpose? What is your reason for being? All right, my reason for being is to help individuals, teams, and communities design their life, that they may live purposefully and thrive unapologetically. My purpose for being is to help teams and individuals become productive. My purpose for being is transforming lives, one person, one team, one community at a time. That is my purpose in my season. So, answer your question. As you come to Britam, as you partner with Britam, your purpose is supporting individuals, safeguarding their dreams, all right? As they safeguard their dreams and their aspirations, then you are living your purpose, all right? Are you happy? Are you enjoying the season? Are you feeling fulfilled? Are you living your true self? Are you aligned with your values? Where are you at? If you are aligned with your values, your passion, your purpose, you're satisfied, you're living your ikigai. Write it on the chat. Are you living your ikigai? We'll be looking at the chat shortly. All right. What's hindering you from being able to do that? All right. Financial preparedness. I cannot overemphasize that, but you are all smart. You are all secure. You all have your pension all together. And so that I will not belabor on, but I will tell you, just be able to look and see, is there anything that I need to increase? Is there any area? Do I need to get, something different in terms of the package? And I think we are living in a world that is evolving. Innovations and creativity is every day. So there's something new that you can add to your pension scheme that's going to help. Did you know that 89.4% of Kenyan adults lack a pension scheme? So you need to do a lot of marketing, Britam. You need to really sell these products, setting the stage for a rise in old age poverty. That over almost 90% of Kenyans are retiring poor once they're out of the workforce. And many, even who have the pension scheme, do not have a good plan. And so they will always find somebody who will be able to say, let's partner, let's do this business. You get into a scheme that you do not have an idea of, and you lose your money retiring poor. So there's a lot to do so that you will ensure that no matter what, you will not retire poor. And so write it on your notebook. What strategies do I need to put in place to ensure that I will never retire poor? That longevity is our portion. Life expectancy is no longer at 54. Life expectancy has increased to 67. We have seen people now live beyond 100 years, and maybe you will live beyond 100 years. My father lived, he was a pensioner, and he lived to 92. All right, I just lost my mother-in-law, and she lived to 94 years. So you look at the 70, the promised 70 years, and think, okay, I'm planning to just up to 70. You will live to 100. And so what plans and strategies do you have in place? All right. Number 3, you need to know that health and wellness is big. And so what are you doing to ensure that your health and wellness will be in a good space even when you are, over retirement? At 60, you may retire. You may choose to retire early, and you may choose even to have a second career. The question is, what is it that you need? In terms of your drawdown, in terms of your annuity, in terms of your multiple income stream, what is it that you need? You need a peace of mind. And to have a peace of mind, you need to be able to take care not only of your mind, but of your body and of your soul. What are you doing to keep your body active every single day? How many times are you doing something proactively for your body? You need a routine. Allow me to let you know that it's not always easy to have the discipline of exercise. It's not always easy for everyone. But one of the things that I find that works for me is to have a routine. It's not about the results. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. What progress are you making every single day for your body? What progress are you making every single day for your mind? Did you know, according to the World Health Organization, that 1 in every 4 individuals are struggling with mental health? And I will let you know that this statistics is before COVID. After COVID, 26 to 30%, depending on your geographical region, are struggling. So one of the things that you need to give yourself as a pre-retirement gift, is wellness of mind, body, and soul. All right? If you nothing else, take that home. Okay, so let's continue. As you take care of your mind, body, and soul, the 4th thing that you need is your social capital. Your social capital. I know you got your economics going, all right, but what about your social capital? It makes you smarter, healthier, safer, richer, better, and able to achieve your success. A lot of studies have been done about loneliness by Harvard Business School. Families have been followed over as decades just to see how they are doing in their retirement. And those that are within communities and family have longevity. Those that are lonely, live alone, are said to have shorter lifespan. So you don't get your social capital when you retire. You begin to have a social community when you are still young, proactive, and at the workplace. All right. We do very well as Kenyans. We have many chamas, we have church, we have mosques, we have communities around us, that we have family, but you have to be absolutely intentional about these spaces. And number 5, you need to have a vision board. You need to have a vision manifesto. You will hear political parties talking about their vision manifesto, selling to Kenyans, some vision manifestos that we never see the day of. Okay, but at the end of the day, my question to you is, as you are thinking about preparing for retirement, have you a vision manifesto? You need a vision manifesto for yourself for every 5 years. And that is simply putting together your dream, your aspirations for the next 5 years as if they have already happened. All right. And so you would be looking at it in the present and not in the future, that you are seeing yourself in where you are planning to be 5 years from now, that you are seeing yourself as where you have chosen to be in a year from now, that it is already manifesting itself. A declaration of your core values and beliefs is supposed to be embedded thereof. It serves as a framework of accountability. I always have my vision manifesto written out, and then I put together a vision board. And I'm just giving you a small sneak preview. All right. Remember, I said to you that my mantra is to live purposefully, to love passionately, and to thrive unapologetically no matter what. I choose to take 100% responsibility of my life. All right. Now, retirement is about the way in which you will manage your money. You already know about that. Invest in yourself where your money is concerned. All right. Choose the right products. Sit with the right people and do the right thing. All right. Is it real estate? All right. Are you debt free? Okay. It's not about just being debt free. I have always found that when I choose to do something and I have a debt, it pushes me to my next level. The question is the discipline of being in debt and working towards getting over with that. Is it about investing in the market? Is it about equities? What is it that you want to be able to do? Now, when we talk about relationships, who do you want to be able to bring in? So put your photos. I just removed mine there, with my hubby. God give us a long life. I want to live here long. These are my children, my grandchildren, my family, extended family, my friends, my chamas. What is it that I want to do where my relationships are concerned? I want to have total passion in that area. Spirituality, read the word, thanksgiving, have an attitude of gratitude. What are you grateful for this morning? Many times we see what's not working and not the other way around. And I want to let you know that it's important that every day write down 3 things that you are grateful for. For when you write things that you're grateful for, then you have an attitude of gratefulness. You will retire in bliss. You will retire in bliss because you've safeguarded your dreams, because at the end of the day, you will be able to live the dreams that you have aspirations of, but it doesn't just happen. There needs to be a plan, a journey that you will walk through. And as you do that, seasons, I want you to recognize your seasons. You are in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s. Erikson would say to you, they are called psychosocial stages of development. Navigate every psychosocial stage of development with excellence. And remember, it is not about achieving just that excellence. It is about progress. Keep moving no matter what. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you cannot walk, then crawl. But by all chances, by every reason, no matter what, keep walking. You will get to your destination. And so recognize your season. And in your season, seek a mentor, seek a coach, seek a peer that you can have conversations with. And with that comes to the end of the presentation. And now we come to the season of question and answer, and maybe just being able to see also some of the comments that you have made. But I want to let you know, when you guard your dreams and aspirations with the right products at Britam, and with being able to also recognize some other income streams that you can have, and not beginning businesses that you have no idea of, partnerships that you have never had in your life, you will be able to retire in bliss. And with that, bring it on. I trust that you have been able to capture a thing or two and remember the 5 keys that will give you success. All right? You don't necessarily need a pension scheme to retire. You need to plan your financial income, savings, and retirement. All right, I hear you. You don't necessarily need to have a pension scheme and to retire. What you need is a plan. What is your plan? All right, whatever plan you have, it is called by name. Can you name the retirement plan that you have? Now, the thing about having money in the bank, that I have money in the bank, and so for me, I have 50 million in the bank. It is safe. I don't want to buy any retirement plan. I just want to have money in the bank so that at the end of the day, I can withdraw it as I want. I don't know where people know that you have money that is sitting in the bank, but people come with a lot of proposals, business plans that you will withdraw the money. You will be the favorite of everyone, giving them, lending them money that they will never repay. So you need your money locked in somehow so that you will not be one that everybody will be, choosing to borrow from, and you will be losing your money. So whatever it is that you do, you need a plan. All right. Okay. So impact and influence 50 and above. Yes, you will have. This is great, Madam Karina. Jennifer, would you kindly share your phone number? We engage at a personal level. All right, write it. Okay. All right, we'll write it on the chat and you will see the number on the chat. Okay, now, wonderful presentation. Thank you for that great presentation. Okay, you should be able to live on an income, not the principal. Absolutely. Your money is going to work for you. And so whatever it is that you have, wherever it is that you have your money, you should be able to be receiving, the income when you are sustaining the principal, the money, and you will be fine. And even if you choose to have a drawdown of the money that you want to begin to do something, absolutely nothing wrong with that. The thing is, you always must have a plan. And allow me to say this. I am reminded of a young man who retired in the recent future. And the young man had married another wife because now he has money. And the wife wanted to start a business. And the young man gave the entire retirement package to his wife, who did a very beautiful salon in the city, a massage parlor and all that. And so what was the next stage? So that was in the plan. I am having this. And all the equipment was purchased abroad, ready to begin the business. And the lady began the business in her name, and the gentleman's name was not in the business. And she decided the marriage is over. I am no longer interested in you. And the young man was devastated. So as you are having a plan, you must know that married, single, or you are in a situationship, whatever it is, you must understand that retirement, be very careful to lose the money to that person that you are trusting and they don't have your best interests at heart. All right? So, all right. Let me write 0722 13650. My number is 0722 713650 or 0707 sorry. 0707633433. All right. And you can look me up. You will find me, Jenny Karina, on the social media platforms. You will find me there. Just inbox me and I will be able to refund. We are partners with Britam and will ensure that your life will be able to be meaningful because you have made the right decision to safeguard your dreams and aspirations by buying the tailor-made products that will ensure that you will never be poor in your retirement. All right, so Castro, you can just read whatever the comments are and I will be happy to respond. All right. I am in my second career stage of life, and I cannot tell you just how I love my season. I wouldn't be here if I had not prepared for that season. My question and parting shot with you is very simple. What preparation are you putting in place for your transition? You never need to work. You just need to know yourself. You can travel the world. I've traveled the world. I've gone on cruises. I've been there and done that. But what really gives me joy is when I change a life. I'm a transformational coach and I love what I do. I could be in, we spent 6 weeks in Europe, cruising and seeing the entire of Europe with my husband. And I really enjoyed it. And he couldn't believe it when I said, I need to go, I have a virtual session that I need to do. And you know why? I just love what I do. What is that one thing that you would do in your sleep, that you would walk anywhere to do? When you think about your next level job, that's what you need to think about. So in retirement, it doesn't mean that you are tired. It means a change of career. Am I talking to somebody? I trust I am. You only transition. And then finally, you will transition into your next level where my parents are, which is you will transition for eternal rest. Before you transition in eternal rest, you will have lived your full life. Remember, what we do is support you as an individual, teams, to be able to bridge the gap between where you are to where you want to go so that you can safeguard your dreams and aspirations.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Jennifer. I think the take home, all in all, is the intentionality from someone. And the sentiments on the chat box agree with this. And we are having a lot of people are just thanking you so much. And also now some follow-up questions that had been asked before as you are doing the presentation. I'll just collect them and share with this, because there are some that cover on Britam. We have the sponsor representative here to assist on them, and also some that will touch on it. So first off, I'll throw it to the sponsor representative, where this one has been sent directly to me. He's named Kenneth. He has been trying to follow up on post-retirement products that Britam are offering. And he has stated there is some difficulty in getting that information. So, Madam Sponsor Representative, Ms. Kimani, kindly shed more light on this.
All right. Thank you, Castro. And thank you, Kenneth, for that question. I get that you mean that you've been following up to either purchase or join the post-retirement medical fund that Britam has. So the post-retirement medical fund is within the Britam umbrella plan. It's called the Britam Afya Pension. And maybe to just give you more information, I will ask Castro to just take your email or your number, and then we can reach out later on that. But it is supposed to allow you to contribute towards your medical needs in retirement. So we have the Britam Afya Pension that should do that, but we shall take your number and reach out to you to guide you and direct you on how to join. Thank you.
Thank you, Lois. Another one to our keynote speaker. We have, how can one, on identity shift, the phase after retirement, how can one redefine their careers after the retirement age, and how does one keep himself motivated even in retirement to set new goals? Yes.
All right. So when you think about retirement, it's, as I said, it's a second career or a second stage in life. It's really, you've got to be intentional about what it is that you're passionate about, what it is that you enjoy doing, what it is that you want to do for your second half. And that's something that you need to begin to think now. And as you think through it, the question is, what makes you tick? What preparation do you need? You're a professional. There are certain areas that you know that you have done, and you want to do consultancy, for example, within that. All right. Even if you have been an employee of Britam or a partner of Britam, there's no retirement because you can still sell the products. And as long as you're selling the products and that's what you enjoy doing, cool. How do you keep yourself motivated? My question to you is, what drives you? What drives you? One of the things that causes people to be stuck is seeking perfectionism, that I cannot start to do anything until I have it all together. No, embrace progress, not perfectionism. So doesn't matter the small beginnings that you begin. It's all about small beginnings. It's not about perfectionism. So how can you push yourself? You always need a mentor, a peer that asks you, where are you at with a plan that you said you would achieve? And so have somebody, and beyond that, you always need a mentor, somebody that has already gone before you and has been successful in the area. Why reinvent a wheel when it is somebody else has done it? So just get out and approach somebody that has succeeded, see who does what you want to do, and ask them to mentor you in that direction. Castro?
This one.
As a single mother, all my life, nearing retirement in a few years, I just turned down a marriage proposal because the partner did not have a plan, no medical cover, no pension, has lots of money, but quite careless. Was I wrong? Well, I would say that you engaged your intellect. You probably were in love with this person, but you saw they don't have a plan. You looked and thought, okay, nitampanga, I can influence them, but then you figured, I think I've made it this far, I can't do this. You engaged your values, all right, your beliefs. And so I would say that you didn't make a mistake. You engaged your mind. And why we make mistakes many times, we engage only our emotional senses and forget the intellectual, the cognitive skills that tell you this is a good person, but I don't think if they don't have a plan for their life, how can they have a plan for mine? So kudos and well done for that.
Okay, for the next set of two, I'll throw them to Ms. Kimani. First off, we have, is the money market fund doing better than the pension fund in terms of interest? And then a follow-up on that. Is there a portal where I can access my pension contribution statements?
All right. Thank you, Castro. And thank you, Celestio, for that question. And also thank you, Jenny, for taking us through a conversation about the different seasons. Because when I am responding about the money market fund and the pension fund, I would speak about those seasons, that the different solutions that Britam have speak into the different seasons of our lives. So a retirement plan speaks into that season that you will get to after work, or when you really need to rest and you need to put the funds away right now. The money market fund could speak to very many various seasons of your life, and therefore the two products complement each other. I would not say that one does better than the other one. It's literally evaluating what is your season, what is your need at that moment, to know what exact product do you need to satisfy that season or that need. So the two products are, I would say, are perfect depending with your season, and they're structured for the different seasons of your life. So none does better than the other. You just need to evaluate your season. The second question on the portal, yes, we have a portal, and you can actually download. We have an app and a portal. You can download my Britam app on Google Play Store. You'll be able to self-service and see your statements. Again, you can go to your browser on your laptop, on your phone, and again, look for my Britam portal, and you will be able to self-service yourself. So that is there. And I should possibly even speak more to the amount of automation that we are doing around the customer after receiving your feedback, even on the portal that you are at right now. And before the end of the year, then you should be able to see more on the portal. And especially for the SME customer, you should be able to do more self-service on the portal by the close of the year 2024. So thank you, Castro.
Thank you very much, Jen. On the chat section is just giving you your flowers as you are still here. Great insights, Jennifer, the vision board. We are grateful. We really appreciate you taking a chance to talk to our members on this mental preparedness and being just ready for the next phase of life. So we are still open for the question and answers. And another one came in. This one was thrown to you. I know you understand we are now in the dispensation of broad-based everything. And when you are mentioning on the age of stagnation and all that, you spoke on those, about those in their 40s. And I received a heads up of how someone who is starting work in the early 20s early 30s can prepare for retirement. Yes.
All right. As you begin work, whether you are in 20s or 30s, you just begin. The thing is, you will begin from the beginning to put whatever it is aside for your retirement. You may not understand it. You may not figure it out. You know, in our days, we used to be permanent and pensionable. Permanent and pensionable. Today, that is outdated. Nobody wants permanent and pensionable. It's about being on a contract. So you are on a contract for 3 years, and it doesn't make sense to you because it's a 3-year contract. Why should I be thinking about my retirement at 20 or at 30? But I want to let you know that take advantage of the compounding interest when you are young, because when you are younger, you will earn a lot of money because of the power of compounding interest. And so look at whatever the products are available for your season and go ahead and do that. And at an older stage, you know, like the one who said they are over 50 years, I think for me, what matters after 50 is managing risks. So the higher the risk, the higher the return. At 50, forget about the higher return, just, you know, making sure that stability and that you're not losing anything. So when you are looking that Britam give me a product that is suitable, always remember at an older age, the older you are not able to take very high risks. At least I'm risk averse. After 60, totally risk averse. It is also about being able to, you know, consolidate that which you have, and maybe also get rid of those plots. I'm not sure what it is, Castro and Jane Lois, about Kenyans and plots. We have plots everywhere in Kenya. Sell them. You don't need those plots anymore. In fact, nobody will ever know you have plots. Sell the plots and consolidate your money and put your money where you can manage professionally. Those are the lessons that I have learned in my life. And so what's another one, Castro?
There are none coming in at the moment, but as we wait for follow-up questions, just to share a testimonial on our brand promise of working with you on every step of the way. We'll share with you a brief video to expand on it, and also as it is being projected, you can chat in your comments before we close. Just to share testimony.
The reason I'm excited is that I am about to leave
promise
for
of
a
working with you
client
on
premises.
every step of the way. We'll share with you
one of our
a
clients,
brief video to expand on it, and also as it is being projected.
Joseph Mwanduka retired earlier this month on the 16th of September, and we have a surprise for him. Just because he has retired, he continues to be our customer. At Britam, we are excited to give our customers pleasant surprises. We are not only with them when they are paying us premiums, we are with them as they go through the various stages of life. So I'm actually quite excited about it. Hello. Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Congratulations, Mr. Joseph Mwanduka.
Happy retirement.
This is Britam.
Yeah. We celebrate you for being with us under the scheme for all those years until now that you are turning age 60, heading to retirement.
We were hoping that your heart is strong so that when you see all these strangers, you are not wondering, it is just Britam. We want to recognize and appreciate you.
On behalf of the trustees of the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, Mwanduka, we are very happy and pleased to have gotten to serve with you. And we do truly appreciate your service and the years that you brought us Britam to the service, and ever since you brought them, you've walked that journey with us.
Indeed, this is a real surprise, and thank you very much for remembering the journey we walked together. We are really grateful for the partnership, and we hope that we'll go and scale greater heights together. Let's continue interacting. For Britam, shikilia hapo hapo.
So as Britam, we've not come empty-handed. We've come with a few tokens just to give to you, to appreciate you, and sort of, to usher you into retirement.
It's really a surprise. I didn't expect this. And I think it's a good thing, because when I remember this scheme, I was involved at the beginning. So I think it's a great honor having been involved in the formation of this scheme to the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, for Britam to grant me this wonderful opportunity at my last days at the Commission. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. As the video was playing, I had a chance to show Jennifer some of your sentiments. When we started on the introduction part, I had mentioned she's an esteemed author, and from the chat, you can see a question was asked in regards to that. So she will respond to it and more that have been mentioned on the chat as she makes her closing remarks.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Castro. Thank you, Britam family and partners. It's been such a delight just to be able to share with you this morning the insights. And yes, I see the questions there. It's called the power of association. Are you related by any chance to Miss Rena Hicks? Rena Hicks, How to Create, Grow, and Preserve Wealth, is my first daughter. She is the one that opened my womb, and my drop-dead gorgeous husband is Mr. Bob Karina. And yes, I am very happy to let you know that I am an author, and you can find me online, Jennifer Karina, and I am the lead coach at Anchor Relationship Network. You will find us online, and you will be able to purchase the books. And I am also a partner with Britam, supporting you in safeguarding your dreams and aspirations. And they will do everything for you financially, and we will do everything for you in terms of psychosocial support. And so, as I said earlier, I believe that every individual needs to live purposefully, love passionately, and thrive unapologetically. I welcome you to my world where life is good and the future is bright. God bless you, and bye for now.
Thank you very much, Jennifer, for the wonderful session we've had. I believe our members are grateful, and this will add an extra thing to their minds. So just to respond to some of the queries that have been directed to us, the webinar was being streamlined, was live on YouTube. So before we share the recordings and the presentations early next week or tomorrow, you can catch on the Britam page on YouTube and follow up on this. For my closing remarks is just to send my appreciation to all of you for joining in your numbers this early in the morning. And we don't take it for granted that you created time to join us today. to the sponsor representative. We continue to send you all the goodies, the good words of this world for joining us this morning, and also helping us organize this session for our members. For the team in the background that made this a success, feel much appreciated. Goodbye for now, and see you in our series of engagements with you. Thank you and have a good day.